From FS Securities. Very good morning, everyone. It's George Bairuthi here from FS Securities, giving you the market report for Tuesday morning, the 11th of April, 2023. And we trust you had a good Easter break. First of all, let's go and see what happened when we wrapped the weeklies. We finished the week. The Dow was 33,485. A change of 211 over 1 week, 1,246 points over 2 weeks, and 1,623, that is 5%, over the last 3 weeks. And you can see that the S&P 500 not far behind the 5%, and the Nasdaq Technology down to 4%, which is still a good rise, however not as good as the Dow, which is the top 30. The StoxX 50 index, which is the one that comprises most major European markets, was up 6.01, or let's say 6% over 3 weeks. And the FTSE was up 5.5%, and the DAX in Germany up 5.6%. Our market in Australia, the ASX 200, is our market gauge. Over the last 3 weeks, was up 3.2%. However, I could have a look at what happened over the last 12 months. We find the ASX 200 is down 3%, the Dow down 3% as well, the S&P 500 down nearly 9%, and the Nasdaq Technology Index down 13%. In Europe, on the other hand, we find that the StoxX 50, which comprises most major European markets, was up 13.4%. That's on the back of the German DAX, up nearly 11%. Now gold, over the last 3 weeks, up $21 US per ounce, that is 1%. Remember, it was sitting for a long time, a few months ago, around the 1800. Well, we see at least 10% rise of recent times. Silver over the last 3 weeks up 11%. In 1 week 3%, 2 weeks nearly 7%, and over 3 weeks 11%. Brent oil nearly 17% up over 3 weeks, and the West Texas crude oil up 21%. The Australian dollar over the last 3 weeks down nearly 0.8%. Now let's go find out a bit more information here. Advance and decline. What we do here is we look at here on Thursday, the last day of last week before Easter break, 34% of all the stocks declined, and 27.5% of all the stocks advanced. But look, prior to Thursday, you got 2, 4, 6, 7 trading days where the advances exceeded declines. You put 5 days collective together, we find that the last 2 combination of 5 days, the blues are above the red, means advances exceeding declines. So we had some very good 2 weeks. Prior to that, we had 2, 4, 6, 7 weeks where the declines exceeded advances. Is that because there is an understanding that the Reserve Bank of Australia may actually pause the interest rate rises and may even find that it reached the peak? However, some economists believe there is still one more rise to occur between now and June. And the same thing applies for the American market. Alright, because remember, when the American market goes down, somehow our market also goes down, or vice versa. Okay, now let's have a look at our trading. The trading portfolio. We have 4 portfolios: aggressive, conservative, volume-based portfolio, where we look at volume every day and we compare that day volume with the last 50-day volume moving average. And then you have a momentum portfolio. And what happened on Thursday, we find that the ASX 200 was down 0.2%. However, we were actually exceeding or overdoing it, or actually overperforming the ASX 200 on 3 out of the 4 portfolios. And even the one that is not doing as well, conservative portfolio, is down 0.1% versus 0.2% the overall market. However, let's have a look at the big picture, and we find that since we started to trade on the 7th of July, remember we closed all our positions before the end of June last year, and we set on $250,000 across all the portfolios, and we started to trade again on the 7th of July. And we find since the 7th of July, the ASX 200, our market gauge, which contains the top 200 stocks, was up nearly 4.6%. But look at our conservative portfolio, outperforming the market, up 14.4%. But unfortunately, we haven't done as well with the other 3 portfolios. Now let's have another bigger picture. Instead of looking down with each of those tables, you've got a summary here. So over 1 week, that's 5 trading days or 4, whatever, if we have a long weekend, the market over 1 week was down 0.6%, and the only portfolio that did better was the volume portfolio. It was up 1%, down 2% for the conservative portfolio, 3.6% for the aggressive portfolio, and slightly better than the overall market for the momentum portfolio, which was almost steady. If you push that over 4 weeks, let's see what happened over 4 weeks. The market is down 5.3%, but the aggressive portfolio down 9.4%, conservative portfolio down 5.4%, and as you can see, our results over the last 4 or 5 weeks haven't been great. And again, when I showed you the advance and decline, you've seen that with the exception of the last 2 weeks, before that, for 5 weeks continuously, we had more declines and advances, and it affected our portfolios. Okay, if you look at, let's go and see what else we've got here. Look at the US market. The S&P 500, since the 7th of July, was up 0.4%, and the Nasdaq was up 0.1%. That's since the 7th of July. However, our US portfolio since the 7th of July is up 0.4%, outperforming the 2 major indices here. If you look at, however, over the last 4 weeks, we find that the S&P 500 is down 4.5%, the Nasdaq down 0.8%, and our market over the last 4 weeks, we were down 3.8%. So we hope that there will be a reversal in the market after 5 weeks continuous declines. All right, let's go further and see the most active stocks over the week. Red 5 was up 24% over the week, and it's a materials with nearly $600 million worth of market capitalization, trading at 20 cents, 18 cents to be precise. The fair values reckon that it should be 37 cents and the target should be 38 cents. So we have a long way to go before we reach that. So we may have a look at Red 5 and see whether it's really worth trading. We go down further here. Imugene was 15 cents over 1 week went up from 12.5 cents to 15 cents, up 20%. And the fair value is 30 cents, which is nearly 200% the price. And I reckon that the target should be 52 cents. That's another company we might have a look at. Resolute Mining, I go straight away here and find that the fair value is in negative, so we won't be looking at that. It's trading at 46 cents and the fair value is 41 cents. However, the target is 61 cents, but the fair value is actually well below the target. And the target doesn't have a timing, so we have to really consider that. Alright, now let's look at the active daily. Here, the most active, Neometals, went from, that's actually over 1 day, from 57 cents to 62, and the fair value is $1.30. That's nearly 200%, and the target should be $2.22. Temple Webster, we have been trading it, and unfortunately hasn't been doing very well for us. Went from $3.75 to $4. I think we bought it at much higher than $4, and the price change was 7.5% on Thursday, and the fair value is $7.68, nearly 91% above the fair value, above the last closing price. And I reckon that the target should be $5.92 with 47% extra fair value and extra target over the last price. If you want a copy of this presentation, by the way, all you have to do is call us. You can call us on 0411 259526. If you're ringing from overseas, you need the country 6161, and then you don't need the 0, so it's 61-411-259526. Or you can write to me at George at FS Securities. FS stands for full service, fssecurities.com.au. Trade wisely and safely, and have a fantastic week.